Well, good evening. It is election night. You've been watching some coverage on 5 on your side. Hopefully this evening, Mark Maxwell, Anna Allred, the team really breaking things down for us. Election-wise, looking out into St. Charles, one of the bigger races out there. Votes are still being counted as of 9 o'clock, but seems like they're getting closer to the end here in terms of almost being done. Now, let me show you what's going on weather-wise. That was St. Charles. Here we are over at City Park and Energizer Park, downtown St. Louis. Soccer, I think we're going to have some good times this weekend. It'll be good to be out and about. Here's the deal. As you're looking at what's going on, we are going to heat up here as we go into Wednesday. Temperatures will be around 90 degrees. We're dropping back into the 80s here on Thursday and Friday. Rain chances will go up, especially later on Wednesday and into Wednesday night, continuing into Thursday at times for some of us. Don't think it's an all-day rain. It'll probably be around in the morning and then let up, and then we may see some more rain regenerate, maybe along or just south of where that initial rain is on Thursday going into Friday. And then as we head into the weekend, we push those temperatures back into the 90s by Sunday into Monday. Now, we didn't quite get to 90 degrees on our Tuesday afternoon. 89, that did it for the top temperature in St. Louis. Okay, 90 is the average high, 71 is the average low. This is the hottest time of the year for us. But Tuesday is the last day of this 90-71 combination. Starting Wednesday, the average temperatures start going down. It's a good trend to have. Now, it's very rarely average in St. Louis, even though we were pretty close to it by just a degree off here as we worked our way through Tuesday. We know it'll change going forward. And we do have some warmer, much warmer weather coming as we head towards early next week. We have another bout of some serious heat for a day or two. Mold count was still high on Tuesday, but not as high as it was on Monday. So let's get into the three things that we're talking about here that you need to know. First of all, scattered storms. We're thinking they move in mainly Wednesday night. North of St. Louis, it may be Wednesday afternoon, but the reality is the timing on that is more focused and more widespread, potentially as we head into the nighttime hours. The main threat, well, there'll be some heavy rain in pockets. There could be some localized flooding too. We don't know exactly where the heaviest storms will be and if we'll see storms move over the same locations over and over again, which has been the problem that's caused flooding so far this year. There may be some brief wind gusts in some of those storms to 50 miles per hour or maybe a little higher, mainly north and west of St. Louis. That's where we think the severe weather threat is more of a concern. It's not a concern tonight. These are not severe storms that we are seeing across northern Missouri up into Iowa, but that is along the front. Our temperatures around St. Louis topped out in the upper 80s as we know today. Now we're down into the lower 80s as of 9 o'clock tonight. Kirksville has thunderstorms in the area. In fact, you look at that disturbance, it's a pretty clear disturbance here, induced by additional thunderstorms that developed earlier in the day. And that's working across northern portions of Missouri. The storm that was off to the west of Kirksville is dumping a lot of rain, and it's essentially merging and getting pulled in with us. This is not really going to have an impact on us as it continues to move mainly towards the east. But you see that spin showing up here. This is a real broad spin. That's indicative of a disturbance that's moving through this area, and it's moving off mainly to the east. So this is not activity that is going to push towards St. Louis. Now, there should be more showers and thunderstorms that develop back behind this a little later on tonight, and some of that may try to drift into our northern counties as we head into tomorrow. There's your cold front. It is dropping into northern Missouri right now. This essentially is our weather maker, but let me tell you, it's not in a hurry to get through the St. Louis area at all. Okay, tonight, temperatures stay in the 60s for most of us. Coolest readings will be off to the east of St. Louis, where skies will stay clear. The rest of us may see some clouds rolling in, especially north and west, and it's a little more humid for us. The humidity is beginning to gently increase across the area. We should make it back into the 80s pretty quickly on Wednesday, and then we will see temperatures top out around 90 degrees. Now, our high for Wednesday is totally contingent on how much cloud cover is meandering across the region from thunderstorms that are to the north of us. We think around 7 o'clock, the main focus is still north of St. Louis. We do drop more showers and thunderstorms in through the evening hours as that front sags on to the south. Again, it's not a fast-moving front. It's not a particularly strong front. As we head towards Thursday evening, we may get a little bit of a break, and any activity is pretty scattered or fairly light. And then as we go into overnight Thursday and into early Friday, we'll probably have some more clusters of showers and thunderstorms evolve and develop across the area. And then that area, as we go through the day on Friday, will tend to fizzle out as the whole front just kind of falls apart across our area. So here's a little closer view. Now, this is just one of the high resolution models, and we always like to put that caution, that little asterisk out there, that little qualifier, that this is just one solution. It's a suggested serving here of what's going to happen with our weather as we go into Wednesday. And you notice there are some scattered showers to the north of St. Louis, trying to make it into parts of the metro area during the morning. I would be highly suspicious that anything will make it that far south. I think we will have some clouds. I don't think it's going to be as bright on Wednesday as it was Monday and Tuesday. I think we have more cloud cover into the mix. And maybe that keeps us from hitting, much beyond 90 for the high during the afternoon hours. We still think the main focus for showers and thunderstorms will be during the evening and into the overnight hours. And again, we're not anticipating strong to severe thunderstorms in our area on a widespread basis, but that's not to say that one of these storms isn't a little more feisty up to the north and northwest of St. Louis with maybe some 40 to 50 mile per hour winds, and definitely the potential that we end up with some heavier rain over the same areas for 2 or 3 hours. Now, as long as we can keep that rain, within an inch or two in an hour's time and don't have it repeating for 2 or 3 hours, we shouldn't have any major flooding problems, more of the nuisance kind of flooding. Now, if this holds together like this into Thursday, and this heavier rain at 7 o'clock in the morning actually ends up right over the metro area, then we're going to have a weather impact alert for your morning commute on Thursday. Okay, right now, we don't think that's going to be the case. We think it keeps moving and will be on a downward trend. But if it's going to pour for the entire rush hour, and we're all going to be driving along at 20 miles an hour trying to get to work Thursday morning, then that becomes a weather impact alert for the impacts of just getting around. Now, rainfall-wise, you see the yellows and the oranges and even the hint at some red. This is through Thursday, into Thursday afternoon, Thursday evening. There are pockets where there's a couple of 3 inches of rain, perhaps. Not everywhere here, and the numbers don't actually match the color shading per se. It should, but it doesn't really. The reality is we don't know who's getting the heaviest rain. It's probably along 70 somewhere, or just north or just south of 70, and then going down into the Ozarks as we head into Thursday night and Friday morning kind of shifts, so you get 2 separate zones. Now, Friday, the Lakes forecast shows that we do, in fact, have the shower and thunderstorm chances across the region on Friday. Saturday, most of us are drying out, and Sunday, we start really heating up, and the water temperatures have already started heating up. There is no doubt about that. All right, here's your 10-day forecast. Let's just get right to it. Near 90 for the high on Wednesday, back into the 80s on Thursday and Friday, with better rain chances arriving here Wednesday evening, Wednesday night, although we can't rule out an isolated shower or thunderstorm during the day on Wednesday, especially north of St. Louis. And then your rain chances start decreasing on Friday, and especially on Saturday. While we may have an isolated storm or two around on Saturday, most of us stay dry. We're in the upper 80s, humidity increases, lower 90s on Sunday, mid 90s on Monday, and then we'll ease it back a little bit as the shower and thunderstorm chances increase towards the middle of next week once again. So that's the very latest we have for you. Again, kind of a dynamic situation we'll be tracking over the next couple of days. So stay tuned. We'll keep you updated.